Birds are famously protective of their eggs. They guard their nests and fight off intruders. But chickens don't seem to care when we take their eggs away. They keep laying more for us humans instead. Why is that? Are chickens simply chill? Or have humans rewired them to be the perfect egg machines? Let's uncover the fascinating truth of egg-laying chickens, the birds that we shall truly be grateful for.
Eggs are compact, portable packets of nutrition, like a protein shake sealed inside a shell. Humans, as clever breakfast lovers, have always sought a steady supply of them. But for most birds, laying eggs isn't a constant, but a seasonal process. When the days grow longer in spring, sunlight activates special receptors in the bird's brain. That signal triggers hormones, which in turn awaken the reproductive system. The female's body prepares for nesting season. Its ovaries and oviducts mature, yolks begin to form, and the entire biological assembly line starts working. This process happens even without a male present, which is why some birds can lay infertile eggs, just like chickens. However, producing eggs consumes a great deal of energy, so wild birds are careful and selective about when they do it. They typically lay eggs only once or twice a year, when conditions are ideal, food is abundant, and predators are less active. Bird species that follow this pattern are known as determinate layers. They lay a fixed number of eggs, usually 4 or 5, before their brains signal that the job is done. Once that count is reached, they stop laying and focus on brooding the clutch. Then there are the other bird species that are indeterminate layers. Their laying behavior depends on what they see in the nest. If the nest looks incomplete, they keep producing until it appears full. When an egg is removed, they instinctively lay another to make up. It's like someone who keeps refilling a cookie jar that never seems full. This simple quirk is what humans learned to harness and turned chickens into nature's most reliable egg producers.
Modern chickens didn't begin as the gentle barnyard birds we know today. Their ancestors were wild junglefowl from South Asia, sleek, alert, and built for survival, not for life in a coop. Humans began domesticating these birds some 8,000 to 10,000 years ago. In the beginning, it wasn't even about the eggs. People valued them for their dazzling feathers and cockfighting. But over time, farmers noticed something extraordinary. These birds laid eggs like machines. It made perfect sense in the wild. Chickens sit near the bottom of the food chain. They have no claws, no sharp teeth, and their flying skills are, well, embarrassing. Their best defense was sheer numbers. By laying lots of eggs, they increased the odds that at least a few chicks would survive the gauntlet of predators. So, chickens evolved to lay generously. It was their survival strategy. But humans discovered something even more interesting about them. Female chickens, also known as hens, operate in 2 distinct modes, a laying mode and a brooding mode. Normally, a hen lays a clutch of about 8 to 12 eggs. Once the nest feels full, her instincts tell her to stop laying and start brooding, warming those eggs until they hatch. But humans found a clever loophole. If you remove the eggs soon after they're laid, the hen never gets the signal that her clutch is complete. She gets stuck in the laying mode instead because she feels the nest is not full yet. So she keeps producing. Over thousands of years, farmers kept breeding chickens that fell for such trick. Each generation became better at producing eggs without ever switching to the brooding mode. And that's how the once shy junglefowl evolved into the ultimate breakfast provider, a tireless overachiever in feathers, engineered by nature and refined by human ingenuity.
The trick to keep hens in their egg-laying mode is simple in theory. Just remove the eggs, right? But in practice, it's an art. Taking eggs from a protective hen isn't as simple as reaching under her and saying, "Thanks." Do it carelessly and you'll end up with an angry bird, a few bruises, and no eggs tomorrow. Just like wild birds, hens have strong feelings about their nests. Stress them too often, and they may stop laying altogether. Or worse, sneak away to start a secret nest somewhere else. Farmers often share funny stories about these runaway hens. One might vanish for 3 weeks, only to reappear proudly leading a line of fluffy chicks as if to say she outsmarted everyone. But hens that act too defensively usually don't make the breeding list. Farmers prefer calm, predictable layers, not feathery rebels plotting great escapes. Over time, experienced chicken keepers learn to outsmart the hens gently. They begin by tossing a handful of corn many steps away from the nest. The hen's attention instantly shifts to the treat, and while she's busy pecking away, the farmer collects the eggs without drama. But here's the clever part. They never leave the nest empty. A couple of eggs, or even fake ones like white ping pong balls, are left behind to keep the illusion intact. To the hen, nothing feels out of place. The nest still looks right, her clutch seems incomplete, and she continues letting as if nothing happened. This little trick soon forms a positive loop. The hen lays an egg, cackles proudly, expecting her corn reward. The farmer shows up, tosses the treat, and retrieves the egg while she's distracted. It's cooperation disguised as trickery, or maybe trickery disguised as cooperation. Either way, the system works beautifully. The hen stays happy, the farmer stays bruise-free, and breakfast is guaranteed.
What small backyard farmers once managed with a handful of corn and patience, industrial farms now achieve with biology and engineering. The same perpetual laying mode hack is at work, but the scale has gone way up. In modern egg factories, the sun never truly sets. Rows of bright artificial lights stay on 14 to 16 hours a day, tricking the chicken's brains into thinking it's always springtime. Sunlight normally triggers the hormones that start the egg-making process, but these lights keep that hormonal switch permanently on. Generations of selective breeding have fine-tuned chickens into egg machines. A healthy modern hen can lay close to 300 eggs a year, a far cry from her wild ancestors. Then there's the egg removal trick. Wild chickens stop laying when their nests look complete. But factory hens never see that moment. Each egg rolls away on a conveyor belt the instant it's laid, disappearing before the hen even looks back. With no full nest to see, the hens remain in perpetual laying mode to keep producing one egg after another. To sustain this pace, their nutrition becomes a science of its own. Hens are fed with a diet rich in calcium, protein, and vitamins to keep shells strong and energy high. It's not really a peaceful farmyard life, but it's efficient. Billions of eggs roll out every year, finding their way to breakfast tables around the world. It's both a marvel of modern engineering and a curious glimpse into just how far humans will go to keep the omelet coming.
And that's the story of how wild jungle fowls from South Asia evolved into the backyard chickens, and eventually, the egg-laying superstars that feed the world today. Next time you crack open a boiled egg, take a moment to appreciate the tiny bird behind it, nature's most reliable partner in protein. If you enjoyed this story, give the video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. And don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating tales behind everyday life.